More than 150 countries in the world have one law at least that discriminates against women and girls. And that means that half of the world's population remains invisible and oppressed as a result of these legal systems that are so set up to keep the women out.
The whole purpose of establishing SAHR was to bring together human rights defenders and lawyers and work with them to make sure that if there is a case of rape, that we take that case and we try that case and prosecute that case and make sure that there is justice and accountability.
When the rights of a woman is abused and she tries to communicate that, report that, file a complaint about that, most of the time she's not believed, so it's up to her, it's on her to prove that her truth is valid. And that's what's not okay in the world. If my laptop is stolen, for example, and I go to the police station, I have much higher chances to be believed than if I go to police station and say, I was raped, I was abused. That's not okay, that's never okay.
The specific moment when I realized that this work was very much needed was when I came across a case of sexual violence and rape of a child. During that process of working with her family to go out and collect evidence, convince witnesses to testify, that I realized that by the end of that process, had I not been there, had I not worked with the case, there was no way that they would have been able to navigate the justice process. Just with the emotional weight of having to bear the case itself is very tough for victims and their families. And they really need someone who can help them navigate complex procedures and possibilities of corruption, failure of the prosecution, the police and the courts to try and receive the case properly.
What we're fighting for is highly needed, especially in those countries where the legal frameworks are not on the side of women, where the legal frameworks are actually creating opportunities for perpetrators to hide in the cracks of those systems.
We could have opted to do maybe simpler women's rights subject areas, but we've taken this because it's where the challenge is most severe. We need to devote our energy even more so.
Over the past 10 years, we've been supporting local lawyers in Afghanistan to release women from prisons, and they were in prison over crimes of sexual violence, over rape. They've been raped and then they've been accused of the crime committed against them, and that's really inconceivable and unacceptable.
SAHR's big dream is to take on more cases of rape, work with more human rights defenders. We want to resource them with funding as well as legal support, connect them to other resources within our network.
We really need to be fully funded, fully fledged, so we can actually extend the team to 20, 30 lawyers and many more cases. There is a worldwide awakening to why do we need to accept a status quo that is not equal, that is not fair, that did not create inclusive societies.
The value of our existence is how we connect to each other and how we connect to people with different experiences and different backgrounds and religions and races, and that the connection of human kindness. If you have suffered, I'm going to recognize that suffering and I'm going to help you through that process, and that's the ultimate recognition of someone's humanity.